Have you ever visited a country where chewing gum can get you fined? Trees grow from skyscrapers, and people queue perfectly, even when no one's watching. What if I told you there's one tiny nation that turns the impossible into everyday reality? Welcome to Singapore, a city so futuristic, disciplined, and strangely perfect that even the weirdest things here make total sense. In this video, we'll uncover Singapore's 5 weirdest things you won't find anywhere else in the world in 2025. From bizarre laws to unbelievable innovations, get ready to explore what makes this island nation unlike any other. So buckle up, because what you're about to discover might just change how you see modern civilization. Let's dive in. The chewing gum ban that still rules daily life. Here's a question to start. Can you imagine living in a place where chewing gum is against the law? Well, welcome to Singapore, where this rule has been alive for more than 3 decades and still shocks newcomers in 2025. The chewing gum ban was introduced back in the early 1990s to stop vandalism and public messes caused by discarded gum. Most people thought it was extreme, but Singapore's government didn't see it as a small issue. Train doors jammed, sidewalks were sticky, and cleaning bills were skyrocketing. Instead of complaining, Singapore acted with precision. Fast forward to 2025, and this rule remains one of the country's most famous and strangest trademarks. Locals and tourists alike have learned to live without gum, and it's part of why Singapore's public spaces look so spotless. Only medical or dental gum is allowed, and you can't buy it just anywhere. You need a prescription. What's weirder is how normal it feels to Singaporeans. For them, it's not about restriction, it's about responsibility. The gum ban is a symbol of the nation's collective discipline. Visitors often find it amusing or even controlling, but once they see the spotless streets and efficient systems, it's hard not to admire how such a small law made such a big difference. In most countries, this would sound absurd, but in Singapore, it's a lifestyle, one that reflects the country's unique balance between order and innovation. The robot nation that never sleeps. Have you ever seen robots cleaning your hotel, serving your food, or even patrolling the streets? In Singapore, that's not the future. That's 2025. This city has turned automation into art. In malls, robotic waiters glide between tables with perfect timing. In airports, cleaning robots sweep every corner without a human in sight. And in neighborhoods, robot dogs monitor safety, scanning surroundings and alerting authorities if something unusual happens. Singapore has become the world's testing ground for advanced robotics. About 1 in every 10 public service roles is now supported by AI or automation, according to recent government initiatives. But what makes it weird isn't just the technology, it's how seamlessly humans accept it. While people in other countries worry about robots taking jobs, Singaporeans see them as partners. Robots don't replace humans here. They enhance efficiency. The elderly use robotic assistants for therapy. Schools use AI tutors for personalized learning. And the city's waste system runs almost entirely on automation. It feels strange, almost sci-fi, yet it's perfectly normal in Singapore. The nation's goal isn't to be futuristic for the sake of it. It's to make everyday life cleaner, faster, and smarter. Nowhere else on Earth has technology blended this naturally into daily living. Singapore truly is the robot nation that never sleeps. The no litter, no graffiti perfection. What if I told you there's a city where you could drop your wallet on the street and find it untouched hours later? Singapore's sense of public order is so extraordinary it's almost eerie. You won't see litter, graffiti, or vandalism, not because people are scared, but because they genuinely don't want to spoil their environment. Fines for littering can reach up to 1,000 Singapore dollars, but here's the twist: people hardly need to be fined. They've built a culture of respect and accountability. Public toilets are inspected and rated for cleanliness. Smoking in certain areas is a criminal offense. And spitting, forget it. Singapore takes hygiene so seriously that even in the most crowded parts of the city, you'll find the floors shining and the air fresh. Visitors often say it feels almost too perfect, like walking through a simulation, but Singapore's secret lies in community education. From a young age, citizens are taught that keeping the city clean isn't just about rules, it's about pride. It's weird because it works. No other country has managed to achieve this kind of urban harmony. Singapore isn't just clean, it's meticulously clean, almost unnaturally so. And for travelers, that's one of its most unforgettable experiences. The strict laws that people actually love. Here's a question. How can a country known for strict rules also be one of the happiest and safest on earth? Singapore's laws are famously strict. You can get fined for jaywalking, caned for vandalism, and even imprisoned for misusing Wi-Fi. Yet despite all these restrictions, the people overwhelmingly support the system. Why? Because it works. Crime rates are incredibly low, one of the lowest in the world. Public transport runs like clockwork. Corruption is nearly non-existent. And while outsiders might find these laws oppressive, locals see them as the reason for their peace and prosperity. This paradox is what makes Singapore truly weird. In most countries, strict governance breeds rebellion. But in Singapore, it breeds trust. Citizens know their leaders are held accountable, and in return they respect the rules that keep society stable. In 2025, this system continues to amaze the world. As global cities struggle with crime, chaos and inequality, Singapore's model of freedom through discipline stands out as both strange and inspiring. The vertical gardens that breathe. Imagine walking under massive steel trees that light up at night and actually breathe oxygen into the air. Welcome to Singapore's surreal super tree grove, a vertical forest unlike anything else on the planet. These futuristic tree-like structures stand up to 50 meters tall and are covered in living plants. They collect solar energy, store rainwater, and even help cool the city's air. At night, they transform into a glowing dreamscape powered by renewable energy. But it doesn't stop there. Across Singapore, skyscrapers double as eco-habitats, with green walls, rooftop gardens, and wildlife corridors for birds and butterflies. The city isn't just urban, it's alive. This is part of Singapore's long-term goal to become the world's first fully city in a garden. Around 40% of the island is now covered in greenery, making it one of the greenest cities on Earth, despite being one of the smallest. For visitors, it's both weird and breathtaking to see technology and nature coexist so perfectly. Where else could you stand in the heart of a city and hear birds singing among skyscrapers? Singapore's vertical gardens are more than architecture. They're a living symbol of harmony between man and nature. So, what do you think? Is Singapore a utopia, or just a very well-run experiment in human order? From robot patrols to eco-skyscrapers, from gum bans to spotless streets, this little island proves that weird can also mean wonderfully unique. In 2025, Singapore isn't just different, it's a vision of what the future could look like if discipline and innovation worked hand in hand. If you enjoyed discovering Singapore's 5 weirdest things you won't find anywhere in the world, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more mind-opening stories from around the world, only on Infosphere, because sometimes the strangest places teach us the smartest lessons.